Hi, welcome to my November reading wrap-up. Monthly reading wrap-up. Is it just reading wrap-up or monthly reading wrap-up? For the month of December, I'm going to be uploading 2 times a week on this channel and 3 times a week on my second channel slash vlog channel. It's not really a vlog channel, it's kind of like whatever I want to do with that channel. And I'm going to be doing Vlogmas but not really on my second channel. If you don't know what Vlogmas but not really is, it's basically Vlogmas, like vlogs and stuff, but I don't post every single day, so it's not really Vlogmas, you know? I don't know. I'm literally uploading 5 times a week. You're gonna see my face 5 times a week. And I'm gonna be doing finals. I must freaking love doing this, or why would I be torturing myself and trying to upload every single weekday? So I just love doing that to myself. Anyways, this video is so long, and I will see you for my first November read. My first November book. Hello, it is November. I read 3 books so far and I'm gonna go over those. No, I read 4 books, so sorry. The first book is Icebreaker by Hannah Grace. This has become super popular on TikTok recently. So Icebreaker is about this girl named Anastasia, and she is a figure skater and she meets this boy named Nathan who is a hockey player, and they go to the same school obviously. And honestly, that's pretty much all of the plot development. Yeah, that's really it. And then they start to get together, and then like some things happen and like whatever. Okay, to be honest, I know a lot of people really like the story, and honestly I like it. I just feel like the pacing of the story was really bad. Like, I felt kind of bored. It's like the Off-Campus series a little bit, but I feel like it's just super drawn out. Overall, honestly, I did enjoy it. I felt like it was a really good story. I feel like the pacing was kind of bad, but I don't know. I still had fun time reading. I still gave it 4 stars. I still enjoyed it. The writing was really good. I liked the writing. Nathan is like the best book boyfriend I've ever read about. He's just so sweet and patient with Anastasia and just understands all of her needs. It's so freaking cute. The next book I read was Indigo Ridge by Devney Perry. This is the Edens series or whatever. So Indigo Ridge is about this girl named Winslow, and she moves down to Quincy, Montana to become the new chief of police. Like, her first night there, she goes to this local bar and she meets Griffin, and she's like, wow, he's really cute, but I can't hit on him because I'm gonna be the new chief of police. I want everyone to take me seriously. I don't want to be hitting on like the locals. I don't want to be hitting on like the residents, like whatever. He is like, you know what, I hope she's a tourist because I want to hook up with her, but I don't want no commitment because I just don't want any commitment. I want to focus on my job, my family, so I hope she's a tourist. So they kind of start talking and stuff, and they kind of come to the conclusion to themselves that they both think they're out-of-towners for some reason. They hook up and like whatever. Oh no, coincidental, they are both from the same town. Who would have guessed? Yeah, they find out they're from this, they're actually, like, she's the chief of police, and he's, like, literally part of the founding family of Quincy, and he's, like, super rich and owns the ranch and cowboy yeehaw vibes, you know. There's also a mystery to this book, sort of. I kind of find it fitting to read my Goodreads review because it pretty much sums up everything of how I was feeling for this. This is my review. I love all of the small town vibes and found family trope, but I feel like this romance could have been a lot better. I wasn't invested in Winslow and Griffin as a couple at all. I literally didn't care if they ended up together or not. It felt too insta-lovey, as well as the writing is very telling, not showing, meaning that the author just tells the audience what is going on instead of showing us what happened. However, I did enjoy the mystery part of the book and wish to focus on that aspect more. To me, this book was just okay, but I would still read it if you like small town romances with a subpar romance. And that was my Savage review. I thought this book was just okay. Honestly, I really didn't care about it too much. I mean, I think I like it because like the vibes were like so fun to read, but at the end of the day, I did not care about these characters at all. I didn't care about Winslow or Griffin at all. Didn't care. So yeah, I gave this book 3 stars because I still liked the vibes, but I just didn't care about them as characters. And the next book I read was the second book in the Eden series, which is Juniper Hill by Devney Perry. Is that her name? Devney? So Juniper Hill is the second book in the Eden story, and it's over the second second child, Knox, and he is a chef at the restaurant in the hotel that the Eden family owns. And in Memphis, she moves to Quincy from New York with her son Drake. She moves down there to work at the hotel. She lives with Knox because there's no available apartments, so it's forced proximity. Oh, it's also single parent trope. Everyone says this one's a little bit better than Indigo Ridge, and I agree. I do think this one is better. However, it's still kind of the same. It still has the same problems, I feel like, that Indigo Ridge has. Memphis and Knox had some sort of chemistry, but still, it still felt very insta-lovey to me. I didn't feel like they were, like, Knox is like, oh my gosh, like, I can't focus on a female, blah, 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 but she's so beautiful. Like, he's so infatuated with her from, like, the moment she lives there. I don't know why, but so far, it's like, not been action-packed, like, the whole time, and at the very end of the story, it's super action-packed all of a sudden. But I did enjoy it. I mean, I was still eating it up. But yeah, I enjoyed this a lot more. I gave it 4 stars because like I said, I did enjoy it a lot more than I did the other one. The last book I have is the last book of the Imperium trilogy, which is Lightbringer by Claire Legrand. Let me just say, that book is thick. It is thick. It's like almost 600 pages, I think, and honestly, it felt very unnecessary. It was way too long. I can't really tell you what Lightbringer is about because it's the last book of a series, and it just goes right off where Kingsbane ends. Did I enjoy the way that it ended? Not really. Yes, no. Like, not really. I don't know. I feel like this book kind of like low-key ruined it for me. I think it's just too long, and also I think I was just getting sick of the trilogy because it felt so repetitive. I ended up giving this 2 stars. I didn't love it, really. That's what I've read so far. So we will see if I read any more books. Hello! I have finished another book. I have finished the book Garnet Flat by Devney Perry. This is the 3rd book of the Eden's family. Let me just tell you what Garnet Flats is about. So Garnet Flats is about the sister of, I don't know if she's like technically the oldest sister. I think she is. She's like the oldest sister, like her and her twin are the older sisters, I guess. This book is about Talia, who is a doctor. Well, she's not like a doctor. She's like a, what's the thing? And her love interest is Foster, who moves to Quincy to kind of be closer to her, but also kind of get away from Las Vegas because he is a UFC boxer. This one is not good. Out of all of them, this one irritated me so much. It pissed me off like the whole time. Basically, it's like a second chance romance in some aspects where Talia and Foster were together at one point, and then he had married her best friend, and so that's how they broke up, because he was like, I'm actually gonna marry your best friend, I'm in love with her, like blah blah blah. The things that really irked me in this was, one, Foster. I did not like him. He was not a good character. Like, he was just annoying me. Like, I just didn't like him. 2, Talia, even actually both of the main characters were pissing me off, but in like different ways. Talia, I felt like she could not stand up for herself for anything. And then also, I also didn't like how the Edens, like, I really love the family aspect of these books, but this 3rd one sucked. Like, nothing ever, like, no family fun aspects were really ever mentioned. I just didn't like it. It was not good. I gave this 2 stars. Definitely the worst one out of the series, but I read it. So let's see what else I get up in the month of November. Hello, I just read another book. I read House of Hollow by Crystal Sutherland. So House of Hollows is about these 3 sisters, and in their childhood they've been abducted for a month, and then they came back, and none of them have any recollection of what happened that night or that whole month that they've been abducted. So that's kind of the main gist of it. So these three sisters are kind of a mystery to everybody. They don't know how they vanished. They don't know how they came back. This is a thriller slash horror novel. My review, I gotta stop it. I actually really enjoyed this. This is like one of my first kind of dips into horror. I just heard so many good things about this, and it was just super intriguing to me because it was kind of like a mystery too, in some sense, of how did these girls disappear and how did they come back and why did they change and all these things. And it just, I think that kind of mystery part also kind of hooked me in with this. When you're reading this, we are in the youngest sister's point of view, and her name is Iris. She was like 5 years old when they were abducted, so she completely doesn't remember anything. So it's really interesting to read from like her point of view because she's very different from her sisters. Can't find really anything that I disliked about this. I really enjoyed it. I gave this 4 stars on Goodreads, but like looking back, I think I'm probably gonna bump it up to a 4.5. Not fully 5 stars. It didn't like completely change my life and didn't completely, like I'm not obsessed with this book, but it's still a great book. I'm also gonna have spoilers for this because I just think that's so interesting to talk about this book, so spoilers will be coming. That is it for my November wrap up. Obviously, if you want to stay tuned for spoilers, they'll be coming up right now. Hello, welcome to the spoiler section. I'm gonna be talking about Lightbringer by Claire Legrand, so if you haven't read this, then why are you here in the spoiler section of right here? Leave. This, okay, so Lightbringer kind of was like giving me 50-50 vibes. Like, I don't know if I loved the ending where it kind of like Eliana and Simon like low-key go back to their normal time, which like makes sense. Like, I like how Audric stayed alive. Like, King Audric, love him the most. Like, he was the best character. Like, we don't know anything about Navi or what's his name? Or am I thinking Russell? That's not it. Basically all of Eliana's future people or whatever, we don't know anything about them. Because technically if she goes back and changes it, she's still changing the greater good. And these people may not have ever been born. And I'm like, then why the frick did we go through 3 books with these characters in and then they all just vanish? They just die at the end. Simon and Eliana's kinship or reunion or whatever you want to call it, because surprise, Simon's not actually bad and he was just working for the profit and whatever. Bro, the shit that he had to go through, like, I get it. Like, I get it. He went through some stuff and like it was fucked up. That's fucked up. Like, I get it. I wouldn't like be back with him. I kind of wish that Eliana would like helped, just like Riel wasn't strong enough or whatever, which she's like super overpowered in this novel. Like, it's insane. She's so overpowered. And I kind of feel bad because it's like Eliana is like just here. Also, can we say poor Eliana, this whole book, she was just tortured. Like, I felt so bad for her. Like, I had to read almost 300 pages and she was still getting tortured and by Corian, and I just felt so bad for the poor girl. Claire Legrand must have hated Eliana during this because she was putting her through it. Honestly, I feel like she was doing these torture scenes because I feel like the author didn't know what to do with Eliana and just wanted to go back to Riel's storyline. That's just my hypothesis. I feel like she didn't know what to do with Eliana and her point of views. So she just kept making like Riel or different characters' point of views. She didn't know what to do with Eliana, so she just kept making like torture. Oh yeah, she's being tortured to make her stronger. Like, but there was like too many of them, okay? There's too many. I love how everybody just died at the end in this book. So that's it for the spoilers for Lightbringer. We'll see if I have any more spoilers. Okay, spoilers for Garnet Flats by Daphne Perry. I hated Foster like the whole time. I just don't think he deserves Talia like at all. I don't know how, like, she like mentions how they both can't get over each other and they're both each other's soulmates, and they've only known each other for a year. They were only dating for like a year. You can't get over someone when you've only been dating for a year? Like, a year? Like, that's a long time, I get it. You spend every single day with somebody for a year. That is a long time. Like, I get it. But they were apart from each other for 7 years. And you can't get over somebody After 7 years? You can't get over somebody who literally decided to marry your best friend? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I would be over him in a heartbeat after that. I'd be like, we're never ever getting back together, babe. Also, another thing that irked me so much is the excuse that Foster was in this illegal fighting system and he actually had to marry her best friend because that was the dad of the guy in the underground system and he was gonna call him out and all this stuff and ruin his UFC career. Okay, and you couldn't have told Talia what was happening? You couldn't have said like you're gonna get involved either way if this goes bad, so I better just tell you what's going on. Like, he didn't do that. He just was like, yeah, I'm in love with her. Yeah, I'm in love with Vivian. Sorry about it. And then he's like, wait, no, I actually did love you and I was trying to save you and I'm no. Like, why didn't you just tell her the truth? I mean, like, I'm in some shady shit. I'm being blackmailed. I still love you. We should still work this out even though I'm gonna be legally married to this other person. Because Vivian is seeing a whole ass different person for like 2 years while they're married. They're not really married. It's like a marriage because they're forced to be married. They basically have an open marriage, even if that, like, if you want to call it a marriage or whatever. Even Talia pissed me off in a lot of these scenes where she was like, I miss Foster. Why am I doing this? Babe, you've only known him a year. Why can't you get over him? It's been 7 years. He's cheated on you, technically. He cheated on you and married your best friend for 7 years and didn't tell you anything. And you're going to just go ahead and take him back? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. That's it. That's all my spoilers for Gone and Fleds. I'll see you if I have any more spoilers. Alright, this is the spoilers for House of Hollow. This was so interesting. The end twist of it. I did not get that at all. I did not see it coming that they were like clones, or not even clones. What is it, like changelings? I think that's what it is. How they're like changelings and they were like creatures from the halfway and they like stole the bodies of these three sisters and just took on their personalities and took on everything, which I did not see coming at all. I just loved that. I just thought that was so interesting because I kind of have like theories and stuff, and I was like they were drugged and then this happened and then this happened. I did guess that the man following them was Gabe. I kind of assumed that. She really hints to that Gabe knows. Gabe knows. So whenever like the reveal happened that the man following them was him, I was like, yeah, I kind of called that. Like, I was like, oh yeah, like I knew that was gonna be him. Poor Tyler. Tyler. His banter with Iris was just so funny. Like, the banter and the dialogue in this story was so good. And that is all for the spoilers of House of Hollow. Okay, so that is it for this video. Spoilers done, reviews are done. Thank you so much for watching my November wrap up, and I will see you in the next video.